Welcome to Digital Beats. It is a series of short talk with industry leaders to unlock the key to digital transformation. My name is Hong Choi, and I lead the Global Partner Ecosystem and Strategic Alliance Business Unit at Alibaba Cloud. I spent my entire career in tech, transforming IT from a cost center to a critical business enablers. And today, I am super excited to invite two industry leaders to Digital Beats. First, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Feifei Li. He is the VP of Alibaba Group, an ACM Distinguished Scientist, President of the Database Product Business Unit of Alibaba Cloud, and last but not least, also the Director of the Database and Storage Lab at Damo Academy. This is the equivalent of our R&D center. He is also currently the lead R&D executives for developing Alibaba Cloud native database systems and products. And so Feifei, welcome to Digital Beats. Second, I'd like to welcome my friend Alan Chabra. He is the Senior Vice President of Worldwide Partners and APAC Sales at MongoDB. Before joining MongoDB, Alan was an executive at BMC Software, where he managed a $200 million revenue business that touches over 1,000 customers. He's also a graduate of MIT as a mechanical and aerospace engineer. Alan, welcome to Digital Beats.
Thanks, Hong. I'm really happy to be here.
Great. Application modernizations. The challenge today is how to move to the cloud in a smart and right way. And today we have Alan and we have Feifei here again to offer their perspective. And this question's to both of you. What challenges are customer facing today that is leading them to think about moving to the cloud? COVID has taught us many things, but from your perspectives, what's driving them to the cloud?
All the customers I talk to, we serve like many enterprises from within China and around the globe. So I found some common things they drive them to consider a cloud-based solution. The number one thing, of course, is cost. It's all about using UTCO, total cost of operation. That factors in you on-premise IT infrastructure cost, you labor cost of maintaining that on-premise IT infrastructure, and so on and so forth. So that's one major factor, of course. The other one, high availability. So moving to the cloud means high availability includes security dimensions, by the way. When you move to a cloud, you automatically get high availability and strongest security guarantee that definitely gonna beat your own environment. The reason is cloud vendors, any major public cloud vendors, they have IDC and available zones and regions across multiple places. And their infrastructure is built in such a way that they have high availability built in. So if something goes wrong, they can quickly switch from one AZ to another AZ and so on and so forth, which is not so easily to be managed by an enterprise customer by him or herself. And security, of course, is a paramount concern for any modern enterprise. Surprisingly, this one sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but moving your data to a public infrastructure like a public cloud actually will make it more secure than having in your own place. Sounds like counterintuitive, but just think about why you deposit your money into a bank, not store your money in safe in your house. If we're doing that on our daily life, and the bank is much more secure than having a safe in your house, it's the same rationale of moving your data, moving your app to the cloud. It's exactly the same rationale. So in addition to cost, high availability, and security, the last thing I want to mention is ease of management. ease of management. Moving to the cloud is, I mentioned Kubernetes-based, container-based infrastructure, but that's just a tip of the iceberg. Cloud vendors and cloud-native products, such as MongoDB, for example, are designed to be operated in a cloud environment so that they manage the heterogeneous resources down below for you. And they connect all the data pipes needed for you. And they have used AI and machine learning technologies embedded inside them so that auto-tuning becomes a reality. Anomaly monitoring in real time become a reality. All these things make it much easier, much more simpler for you and for you developers and for your IT teams to manage your app, to manage your data. So ease of operation is definitely the third factor driving those companies and developers and users to the cloud. So I will stop right here.
No, Feifei said it perfectly, Hong, on especially the last point, because these enterprises, they're definitely looking to save costs. But they're also looking to innovate. And Feifei said it right. They're looking for turnkey services that they can get as a service, so the developers can focus on writing software, not doing the operations underneath it. They just want the ability to write software and have other folks handle the patching, the backup, the monitoring, the installation of servers. They want someone else to do that. So they want to reduce costs. The cloud allows you to get to customers around the world with elasticity, and they want a service. So the companies are moving to the cloud quickly across all those things. Imagine if you're a gaming company and you write a game, and the game may start off as, it's popular in one country or one city. Well, what if it becomes as popular as some of these monster games that we all know, especially during the pandemic, where gaming no longer is just for kids, it's for adults, it's to communicate. My son tells me all the time that I use gaming now as a way to connect with my friends, where I'm actually talking to them versus being able to see them face to face, especially during the pandemic. So if you're a gaming company and you invent a game and write a game with microservices, you need the cloud, because your developers want to write the game, not do the operations. And you need to be able to get to millions of consumers quickly, but also be able to scale back if your game doesn't do as well. Feifei is 100%
Yeah, so
right.
that kind of reminds me, it's speed to market, and it's also the ability to scale up and scale down on demand, right? Especially during COVID. I personally, we've seen certain applications, such as collaboration type of application, are experiencing 3 or 4x explosion in terms of a number of active users. In the old days, there is no way to be able to meet that demand without public cloud. So great point there. But it sounds like then from what both of you are saying, the right time to move to the cloud is now, if you have not already done so, right? And if I think there's some statistics where over 80 or 90% of the enterprise out there either already start their digital transformation journey into the cloud, or they have projects going to the cloud. And if you don't have that as part of your plan, it's time to accelerate your plan into that as well. So that's fair point. So what other factors should customers be considered then when they move to the cloud, right? So we talked about all these TCO, resiliency, scale on demand. I can foresee post-COVID, when the old normal are being kicked out, every businesses, every enterprise is going to have to think differently, even in terms of where the employees work, and how they work and where they work. Do you see all these different technologies that we just talked about playing a major role in terms of how enterprise and businesses can take advantage of it and perhaps using it as a competitive advantage?
When you are a customer, you're at the point of deliberating of going to the cloud. A couple of things I would like to share with those potential customers if you're among our audiences today. So one thing you want to consider is you take this as an opportunity to fine-tune and improve your infrastructure and your information system. So because if you have a legacy infrastructure and information system for your enterprise, and you are trying to move that to the cloud, the easiest, of course, is to view cloud simply as a replacement of your bare metal machines. And kind of like you have a holistic plate of spaghetti, and you're moving from the kitchen table to your dining room table. That's one mindset of doing it. Of course, that works. The high availability, the security, and all the nice things I mentioned are still true for the infrastructure at the service layer. But I really, really encourage and challenge you to go up the ladder, to consider, modernize, and upgrade your PaaS, platform as a service layer. When you are making your decision of going to the cloud, do not view cloud simply as an infrastructure layer. It will be a really missed opportunity for you if you're taking that much effort of going from on-premise to the cloud. I'll give you an analogy, a metaphor of what I have just said. If you are like Alan, living in Boston, assuming in a nice neighborhood, downtown or whatever, then you are spend 1 year pondering about moving to another neighborhood, and finally you decide to do it. And one mindset of doing it is you take everything you have and shift it from one place to another without any change. And that's a missed opportunity because trust me, anything in your household, you have a lot of things that over the years has accumulated. You always want to refine or even get rid of some, but you never got the opportunity to do it. Trust me, this is the opportunity when you move your house. So what I'm saying is, when you move to the cloud, think about not just the infrastructure layer, the bare metal machines, but think about the platform on top of it, like your database layer, your big data layer, your AI layer. All of those, if you are using an on-premise product or structure for it, now this is a golden opportunity for you to consider upgrading those to a cloud-native architecture. Of course, one thing in doing that is the compatibility issues. That's why we at Alibaba Cloud and many other cloud vendors do the same, provide database systems and big data systems that are fully compatible with existing ecosystem. However, even though they are fully compatible, but behind the scene, they have changed and upgrade the kernel of those systems to make them cloud native, like decouple of storage and compute and so on. So I can go on and on. Mm-hmm. Key message I want to get.
Feifei is right there. If you're a customer and you're moving workloads to the cloud, especially your legacy systems, some of which are older, but the most mission critical in your enterprise, like your billing system or your payment system. And those may have been developed in the past using a monolith architecture. It is so important you take the time to think about how to move that application to the cloud strategically, going from monolith, breaking it up into microservices so that you prevent lifting and shifting something to the cloud, but you modernize it to the cloud. Because if you don't think about that, you actually it can cost you more money. The ROI could be worse. The economics may not make sense. You're not really unleashing the power of the cloud if you don't think about what you can modernize, okay, it's a simple thing, monolith to microservice. So if you take that time, and the beauty of it is Alibaba and MongoDB, we have experts who do this every day with customers. Take a little bit of time, think about how you modernize, and then your ROI of getting to the cloud is just so much more attractive. And then it just becomes a flywheel. Then you're just moving everything, and you're not hitting the wall because maybe you moved something through a lift and shift and didn't get the ROI.
Yeah, that's So thanks for your answer, because I can never forget this analogy that Feifei just mentioned. Just by moving your house from one point A to point B, you're effectively doing app modernization in the real world. So there's a technology mirror in real life. That's awesome. I know that because I moved like a couple of years ago, and I only moved about 20% of my junk. The rest I didn't really need it, and I didn't even miss it. So final thoughts. Mongo and Alibaba are strategic partners. And this is to both of you. What can customers continue to expect from this partnership moving forward? Feifei, you first.
Well, I guess customer first get the best services from me and Alan. You don't get it anywhere else.
And I guess customer first is another one of the mission of Alibaba as well.
Okay, on top of that, beyond that, of course, you get the best technology, best tech team, best support from both Alibaba Cloud and MongoDB. We formed the exclusive partnership. I'm still super excited about this partnership, even though it has been ongoing for like 2 years by now. And there's still a lot of potential we can unlock together. As Alan mentioned, if you are a potential MongoDB customer, if you choose MongoDB on Alibaba Cloud, you got the certified latest version of MongoDB, and with the best support from both engineers at Alibaba Cloud and engineers from MongoDB headquarter offices that combine the know-how and expertise we have in operating and building cloud systems, as well as building modernized cloud-native database systems. Combining those expertise from both ends, and very important, combining the years of experiences that we have to win customers from many, many different segments. You name it, from e-commerce to fintech, to manufacturing, to energy, to public sectors. We have tons of experiences combined from Alibaba Cloud and MongoDB in serving the needs of those customers. And both companies are always about customer-centric, customer first. So you will get the best products, best technology, best support, and best services. That's what you can get.
With Feifei, I would add to that thought leadership. I mean, obviously, Dr. Feifei Li here is a thought leader in data, and the MongoDB team learns from him, and we are behind him and his team to go help those customers with these challenges, like you mentioned, Hong. We're going almost into our phase 3 of partnership, where now we have so many customers together. We're starting to specialize. We're figuring out, okay, what are the patterns that our customers, joint customers, want us to spend more time on, like automotive, like gaming, like financial services? What are the use cases that we together can build blueprints where we then can give the customer almost an accelerator to go faster between Alibaba and MongoDB? And I would like to say one final thing. I think this partnership is one of full transparency, one where the two companies have really rallied together. It is not like a supplier-vendor relationship. It's kind of corny, but it is a friendship. We are constantly working at all levels of our company: support, engineering, sales, services, the executive teams, because I agree with Feifei. We've thought about the end customer, and it's almost one big company working towards that. So I'm really thankful of Feifei's personal time he's put into the partnership, yourself, Hong, and there's a lot more to come for customers who want to come to MongoDB and Alibaba together.
That's awesome. And and thank you for both of you for your time today. It has been an enlightening conversation. I wish we can do more of this, maybe in over a fireside chat. Thanks for your time for joining Digital Beats, and to our audience over there, expect some more follow-up series to this conversation. Again, thank you both for joining Digital Beats.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.